Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome to Stay Woke and Ratchet podcast. Hi, y'all. We have two very special guests today, you guys. We got women in the building. Introduce yourself.
I'll go first. My name is Travicia, the Young Black Visionary. You can find me everywhere at youngblackvisionaries.com. I'm so excited to be back. My mom and them used to say you got 3 times, you ain't a guest no more. So one more time, and I'll be at home with her. So I'm so thankful that you got me back on here. Thank you so much.
Have fun. Introduce yourself.
My name is Dea Lene. I am a certified life coach and a youth mentor and all about supporting women. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I'm glad we can come together and be on some, elevating each other. I really am. I appreciate it.
Yes, it's so exciting. We got 3 powerful Black women. We about to have a good time today, you guys, and hopefully we can help somebody because that's what each and every one of us share in common besides being Black women. We want to help somebody today, and we're going to start with the positive message. The positive message of the day is simple as always, because I say that every time. I mean, it's simple, but it's spread love. Let's learn to walk in love. With everything going on in the world, all the wars, all the negativity, all the just so much evil going on in the world today, I think that it's imperative that we try to lead with love, walk in love, and spread love. The example I want to pose today, my child, every single day, everywhere we go, no matter where we are, he is uplifting people and making people day. And I watch so many people, they could be frowning, walking through mad, and he'd be, hey, how you doing today? Where your kids at? And it makes their day. And he just inspired me to want to just walk in love and be love and just spread love. So try to spread love, guys. Any words on that?
No,
I like that. I really like that because sometimes when you're in a store out and about, people are in their head and they're thinking about all their problems, and sometimes you got to bring them out of that, like, how you doing? It's gonna be okay. So that's good that he can make people smile because we need it. We definitely need it.
We do all need it.
We absolutely need it. All right, y'all ready to get to the topics today?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, we got a lot going on today. Okay, let's start with, speaking of spreading love. On social media, we know that is the most dangerous, harshest place. I think it's worse than jail.
I ain't been. It might be.
I mean, I've been. God, that's pray for me. It was terrible. It's not worse than jail, but it's terrible. But why do you guys feel like we judge each other so harshly? Like it is a cold world out there in social media land.
You want to start this one, or you want one of us to take it?
Go ahead, take the lead.
I really think, I was just kind of talking to someone about this. I really think with showcasing our lives, especially, it's a highlight reel of the best parts of your life, So with people only being able to see the best part of your life, it's a competition for who's better at all times. So I think a lot of times in social media, we feel like if there's something that you're doing that's less than what I'm doing, then I'm better. It's like all we're doing all the time is trying to show that I know more than you. I'm a little more woke than you. I care more about the Black person's plight than you do. I make more money than you. My business is doing better than yours. It's all that we're trying to do is be on a higher level. So we're fighting with each other all day, tearing each other down all day to try and feel like you're a little bit better than somebody else.
True. I think that's what makes me different because I'm really genuine about my stuff. I'm not trying to floss anything. This is really what you see, what you get with me. And sometimes I think people are just trying to share their good news with people. It's not necessarily to make you jealous. It's like, I made it here. I'm happy. Could someone else be happy for me? So I think that's what it should be. But social media is based off of appearance, what you look like, even your background. Like they want to see where your house is at, where you're traveling to. And people judge you off your looks and your social class. Even when you go to a job interview, I feel like, okay, she's cute, so I'm going to have her come back in because I want to look at her every day. The whole world is based. We go off of looks and we judge each other, but social media has made it more in our face. because you're getting likes and people can see how many likes you get. So that's kind of the problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like the reason that everybody is so judgmental on in social media land and in the world today is because of insecurities. I feel like a lot of the people that are judging so harshly and being so angry, telling you what to do with your life and their life ain't even together, it's just simply insecure. They're at home, they sad, they mad, and when they see you doing something that they're not or something they haven't obtained, they mad. And they're judging you, making you feel as small as they feel, in my opinion, because being in a mind frame of feeling good, I don't want to just be so negative to other people. I don't have no negative energy to just give because I feel good. But people, when they're feeling down, it's like, oh, she want to be happy. And they find the littlest thing. Like, these people be crazy. Like, you can look gorgeous and they'll be like, look in the back of her, y'all. Do y'all see her towel on the floor? Like,
yeah, she got deodorant on her shirt, like little stuff like that. Like, haters.
The level of insecurity and insensitivity is just beyond crazy.
It is.
And it's just a lack of insecurity, if you ask me. But yeah. And speaking of judging so harshly, I feel like it's because everybody is seeking validation in the world. And I feel like because we're so much so seeking validation, we think that everybody got to live according to what we feel, forgetting that the world is a big place and everybody live, separately. Like, we are all separate entities. The only thing we should have in common is love. That's it. You can love who you want. I can like who I want. I can wear what I want. I could teach my child how I want. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people have this mentality of we all should be doing the same thing, living the same way. Like,
I think that makes it hard too, because some of the time, even if I don't know a person's background, you can just tell that they're not always trying to be a hater. Sometimes they're genuinely coming from a place of like, this is what I think is right. Yeah. Like, I'm looking at you and you're wearing this and I don't think it's right. I'm looking at you and you're doing this. People see drinking and they're literally just like, as a woman, you shouldn't be drinking. Like, what? That's a woman. Why is she smoking? Or just literally people are coming from a place of how they were taught and what they think, and them feeling like what they're telling you is absolutely the only right way. The way that they do it, the way that they were taught is the only right way. And that's just not the way of the world. We're looking at people from all across the world. The minute we click onto social media, you don't know where they're from. So we're all brought up differently, taught differently, and people aren't thinking like that when they're looking at another person.
True. It's straight judging eyes when you're getting on there strolling. Like, I got something to say about everything. But yeah, we are different, and I don't understand why we can't agree to disagree and go on about our business. Why do it got to turn into a whole argument? Like, B, you got me messed up. Like, I have read comments where they're going back and forth. You're never going to see this person. You don't even know what state they live in. If it's a catfish, like, why even indulge in that negative stuff? I got cursed out
a million times.
See, I get angry because I'm a little ratchet, so I just gotta log off my phone because I do be ready to fight. Where you live at? Like, what's your I do. I get really upset because I feel like this is my 2 cents. Let me have my 2 cents. You didn't have to say anything. You can keep strolling. So you want to be petty? Let's get petty. But I'm growing up. I'm growing up.
The only thing that gets me upset, the only thing is racism. That's my Achilles heel. Like, that's the only thing that
it's not the only thing
my
for me.
Nerves. It's something that's going on with kids. So anything negative towards kids and racism, them two just
it's a lot of different things for me. Like you said, racism is definitely one. People in arguments of like abuse, especially if it's a party that I feel can't defend themselves. Just certain situations, just certain things will take me from here to here, A to Z, it's people abusing authority, so us looking at it don't even have to just be something like the structure of the police, different structures, and you feel like because you have some sort of authority, you're going to take it all the way up here. It's certain things that'll just set me off. But like you said, I just log off or I just go to another app because I don't have time for it.
Block today.
I don't know you.
Block. I don't want to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I know you guys saw this video on social media. It was on Spiritual World, actually, one of the Instagram channels. The girl was speaking, talking about dress physically, how you would like to be addressed. So dress how you want somebody to address you as a person. What are your thoughts on that?
So the thing is, I think what I feel is weird is that it was only shown in one light. So I think to couple up with you telling, what she said, we have to go on the example she gave. So the example that the young man gave that was talking to her, he said, okay, so for an example, if I see a young lady on social media and she's, not really clothed like that, she's pretty much naked, on her page, all her pictures, she's naked. Should I come at her sexually? And the young lady said, absolutely. So that's the stand she took on it.
She did.
Because when I hear dress how you want to be addressed, I think of something completely different than what they went for.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I do too. Yeah,
so I didn't want them to not know what we were talking about.
Yeah.
That's how that looked. If they didn't see that clip, that's how that looked. The young man was asking about literally a woman and addressing her sexually. Yeah. And the young lady said, yes, you should. That was her outlook on it.
If you naked, dude should come at you sexually, is what sis said.
Is what she said. How you feel about it?
How you feel?
Well, I mean, I feel like we want to be feminine sometimes and we want to look pretty, but I do think you got to carry yourself a certain way because how you dress is going to attract different men. Even if we see a dude out in the street with some Jordans and a t-shirt or whatever, we like, yeah, he's a fuck nigga, or you know what I'm saying? We judge him off of that versus, okay, he looks nice, his jeans fit, he fits this way, that way. So we do judge people on how they dress. And I always try to carry myself somewhat conservative because I don't want that type of attention, I guess. But yeah, I think if you on social media with ass shots and your chest out, like that's what you're going to be approached as. They're going to jump in your DM because you're displaying sex.
I get what you're saying.
I'm saying, I
get what you're saying, but I don't agree. I have to be honest.
Okay, so I don't agree either.
Here's my first thing. Here's the biggest thing I feel about it is we have to realize, especially with men, it's so sad because there's so many sick people out here. We give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. All a lot of these men want is a reason to come at you sexually. Why do we know that young ladies who strip aren't going for sex? They're naked, but we know better. So then anybody, I don't care what you're doing, it doesn't mean to come at a person that way. If she's dressing the way that she feels adorns her body, if that's what she likes, it does not mean come at her sexually. Come at her as a person because she is a person. Again, that's another one of those things I feel like we feel like, okay, I'm better because I have on a full dress instead of a swimming suit or bra and panties.
I love that.
I'm no better. I want you to come at me as a young lady just like I would want you to come at her as a young lady because that's just the way that she feels comfortable with her body. That's the way she feels. It's just something that I wouldn't do. It doesn't mean that I feel like that young lady should be disrespected because in the same right, if people were walking down the street, we wouldn't say it was okay that young lady got raped because her shorts were short. No. So it's never okay. Don't come at a young lady like that. Whether it's still harassment. If you in somebody's DMs talking, people send, listen, it don't take nothing but a second for a man to want to send a dick pic because he feels like because he feels like you were sexual or he should address you sexually. So it just took me aback when she felt comfortable telling a man to come at a woman sexually. You don't know how these people will take that. No, never come at anybody sexually. It don't take that. To me, it's lazy. You don't know. You're not socialized enough to know how to talk to a person if you feeling them, whether you want sex or not. You don't know how to say, hey, how are you? And check the temperature. It take about 2 minutes of a conversation to be like, oh yeah, she with it. It really doesn't take very much to learn a person. So come at a person as a person. That's that. Like there's nothing else to that. If you feel like now, if you're hopping in her DMs because you feel she wants sex, I understand that. But all you got to do is come at her as a person, and you'll figure that out very soon, very quickly. But for us to say that anything about what a woman does makes her deserve a man to just come at her sexually, I completely disagree. We say protect Black women. up until you don't like what they wearing. You're right.
Facts.
I'm not doing that.
I absolutely agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I'm gonna give a few examples. Well, one example mainly, but I completely agree. First and foremost, respect is for you. Respect is within you. How you treat people is about you, not about them. You gotta, how you gonna switch for what somebody got going on, what they got on. So I'm a different woman to you because what your outfit is. So to this girl, I'm gonna be a nice girl. To this girl, because her clothes ain't right, I'm gonna disrespect her. No, that's within you. You a disrespectful person. To me, if you feel like you need to disrespect somebody based on their clothes alone, you don't know them, you never had a conversation with them, but because of their clothes, your mind goes somewhere. Some people look at a naked body and think of art. Because for the Christians out there who believe in Christianity and all that fake stuff and all that stuff, you came in this world naked. So it's where your mind is. When you see things, when I see people, I see the energy that you give off of me. I don't see your clothes and all of that stuff anymore as I grew, because what that got to do with me? I don't know what you feeling today. I dress a million different ways. Some days I want to be conservative. Some days I want to be ratchet. Some days I want my boobs out. Some days I want to, be covered up. I feel different every day. So who am I to just pick today and say, you got a little clothes, let me judge you harshly? No, who am I? No. No. And one of the examples I wanted to give, when I used to dance in the clubs, the girls that would come into the clubs, they regular clothes on, been out partying all day, they got on full clothes, would go home with all the guys. So you come in there, you thinking, oh, dancers, they the ones going to go home. But the girls that was coming in with their full clothes was the ones who's going home with all the guys. You can't judge. You can't do that, because you just gotta meet people and see who they are and where they are, and not judge them off their clothes. I think that's crazy.
Okay, I think y'all might have misinterpreted. I agree with everything you're saying, but if you're a stripper, that's your job. That's what you're there to get money. And I never said disrespect someone based upon what they're wearing. I just said you're judged that way. So do you get different attention depending on your outfit that you wear that day?
I feel like, honestly, not necessarily.
I don't.
Sometimes I get the wrong attention. And I think that's another thing that we have to think about with this argument, is that we're Black women with Black bodies. Baby, I can't cover this up if I wanted to. I can't cover it all up. So I could put on a dress that's going to look different if she put on a dress, if you put on a dress. And it don't mean that I'm out here trying to be noticed. But the crazy part is, because we give men the go-ahead to feel like they can say whatever to us, if the dress look how they want it to look, they're gonna say what they want to say, and that doesn't mean that that's what I was going for at all, or even, like I said, it just could be that she feels differently about what she wears in her body. She could totally wear something, I'd be like, you know what, that's a lot of skin, I wouldn't show that. What does that mean? That that doesn't necessarily mean that when she walks down the street she should be treated differently, or that a man should come at her sexually, whether she posts those pictures or all of that.
I think it's I think it's about the person. I think it's about demeanor. I don't even think
how you carry yourself
is about what you wear. That's an argument that they was just posing and saying, if you naked, you should be. No, because my boobs be out a lot, and dudes do not disrespect me. I do not get disrespected. It is rare that people is really in my inbox. I love your energy. You should have my kids. People not in my inbox saying, I want to sleep with you because you naked. Like, no, people really is showing respect no matter what I got on. I think it's about how you carry yourself as a person. And it should be that way. I don't think it should be what you decide to wear, because that's for you. It should be for you.
Right. But your energy speaks for itself. Everyone doesn't have that positive energy or light. So that's what they're doing to get attention. Like some people are dull. So, you know what I'm saying?
And then I think too, speaking to that, so if you feel like a lady would be, naked on her social media, kind of looking for attention, do you feel like, us knowing people, being honest, do you feel like that attention that she's looking for is always sexual, or is that just what she knows how to do?
That's all she knows how to do.
And so that also doesn't mean to come at her sexually, because she's a person and she still probably just wants love and attention, like the rest of us. We just be wanting to talk to people all day, So it like, and you have to think of people got so many traumas, just all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff, you know. So I would never tell a man to address a woman sexually just because that's what it looks like, because she may have spent all her life looking like sex. So she don't know what else to do to gain attention. You know, it's that argument of put on some different clothes because a man is coming in. No.
Just respect everybody. Be a respectable person. When it's in you, and that's it. Be a respectable person. Respect everybody. That's it, y'all. Do you guys feel like a birds of a feather flock together? Like, you know, we heard that saying a lot as a kid, but as an adult, do you feel like birds of a feather flock together?
To be quite honest, I get the sentiment of, you know, like, if you're going to be with these people, you're more than likely like them. Of course, in some ways, you are going to be like these people. You can group people together in certain ways. It's very rare that you're going to see somebody who's a billionaire, you know, and they with, you know, regular people every single day, you know, who aren't understanding their plight, because you're going to be with people who understand you in some sort of way. But I feel like when people say birds of a feather, they're still thinking of almost sexual things, you know. So it's like, oh, she out here, so you out here. Or she don't work, so you don't work. So no. Because even in my own personal life, everybody does different things, and you support them in those different things, especially as we grow older. Birds of a feather kind of worked when we were 15 because we wasn't none of us doing anything. But as we grow older, you want people to support you in podcasting. You might be talking to somebody who's going into nursing. No. You know, we grow differently. So I don't necessarily feel so. Of course, you're not going to be a positive person with a whole bunch of negative people. So the two extremes aren't going to come. But just because you're with people don't mean that you are those people. You could be the light in your group. You could be the leader of your group.
True.
You know?
Yeah. But the wording of that, birds of a feather, yes. But also, it's the saying, like, if you hang with 7 broke people, you're going to be the 8th one.
Period. That's how I feel.
Yeah. So
I feel that way.
It's bound to happen. If you hang with some hoes, y'all going to do some hoe activities, whether you going to sit in the corner, but they going to do hoe activities. You can be different, but yeah.
I feel like if it's a everyday, not every day, but the people, a lot of psychologists and billionaires say, look at the people around you. That's who you're going to be in 5 years. So them, the people are around you, not like all the little homegirl from over there and over there, but the people that are around you. So that's what I say in the birds, in the, you know, of a feather. I feel like everybody that you give your energy to is a direct effect of you. You don't have to be the same kind of people, but their energy, their aura, their viewpoints may rub off on you. Like I didn't like the saying, oh, single girls can't hang with married girls, until I start thinking my single energy could rub off on a married woman, or opposite, or her energy could rub off on me. It's just that energy will eventually, like you said, rub off on you. So I say, be careful who you hang with. That's just like little kids now. I talked to my godson, and my friends, all of them do all of this, but I'm the good one. And it's like, eventually you will be faced with a situation where you would have to conform. Yes, you can't change everybody. So you will be put in a bad situation where you will end up having to do what they do and end up just like them. That's just life. But I do feel like birds of a feather flock together. I don't think that we have to be exact same people, but some way, shape, form, or fashion, we shall meet. Well, you end up doing something I do, or I end up doing what you do. I will rub off on you. So be careful who you hang with. For real. Okay, y'all, let's get into some funny stuff. I know everybody been seeing all of this going on social media with women proposing to men. What are y'all thoughts
it's
on
another
that?
thing that comes around, because it happened. I feel like it happened a couple years ago, and then it died, you know, and then
it was
coming
like it
back
started
around.
a little bit, and then it was like, okay, sit down, stop playing. And then now it's again.
It's coming back.
I keep saying it. I seen like 3 times within this week.
I guess that's one of those, to each his own, honey, because I would never, but if that really works for y'all, it works for y'all. But I don't feel like it does, because looking at the situation, it looks like the man is always uncomfortable. What? He always looks so uncomfortable. I saw a meme that cracked me up where they was like, "What you doing if your woman proposed to you?" And it was a dude holding up a gas station. He said, "Get up." What are you doing?
Yeah. No.
It don't even look right. You in a dress on your knee.
Does that look like desperation to you guys?
Hell no. I ain't supposed to be cursing. No.
So you don't think a woman is desperate if she gets on her knee and proposes?
Oh, I thought you said inspiration.
I did too.
No.
I said inspiration.
Desperate. You think desperate? Do you think?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I think it looks like desperation, especially because if you think of the one person that we all remember in the Black community is Chrissy. Baby girl still ain't married. Jim Jones ain't never married Chrissy. Remember when she proposed to him? Probably like that was literally like not real. It was probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
that was probably like legit 10 years ago, and he has not married that woman. He's
not today.
Not yet.
Not today.
He proposed to him on I think VH1, MTV, something like that, and it didn't go.
I love her, but that was crazy.
It didn't happen. So you know.
And did y'all see the one with the pregnant lady? Oh.
No.
Yeah, that was a still shot. So we don't. I wanted to see that video because I felt like that was a joke, but
she looked serious.
It was a picture. Yeah, it was
with
just
the
a
pregnant
picture.
Lady, she was pregnant, proposing to a man with a big belly on the beach with a big old stomach, like not just no little 2-3 months. It was. Yes, that's desperation.
I feel like if a man wants to marry you, he'll know within 3 years. And if it ain't popped off in 3 years or y'all ain't even talked about it, just let it go. I just feel like everybody want to be married for what it looks like. I don't feel like, marriage is not the same. I definitely ain't dropping on no knee for no.
Yeah, at all. And when you think about it too, when it comes to like Chrissy and Jim Jones, at the end of the day, like not to say that you shouldn't get married, but well, shoot, they still kicking. So
they definitely
like, leave him alone, sis. He not gonna marry you. You gonna stay there. Y'all just like this how y'all gonna be, and it looked like it worked. Yeah. So
I say to each, like you said earlier, to each his own. If that's what you want to do, do you. But if you ask me, I wish I would. Like I would rather sweep the whole sand, eat the sand, whatever. Then propose to a man, I don't. I think that is extremely, in my opinion, psychologically, I think that's nothing but desperation. I feel masculine. Like, and then it's emasculating. Like.
Yeah,
those are traditions for the women to get on their knees to a man, but psychologically, what does that say? You getting all the way on your knees, will you be with me forever? And it's like, no, a man like to hunt and chase. You taking that away by being so desperate. I feel like no.
Do they put out their hand so they can get the ring put on their hand? Like, how does it work after?
I don't even know. I don't think any of them are videos like that where you see the whole thing.
I don't think you see. I never seen the. Jim did. He put his hand out.
Jim said no.
Did he?
No, he put his hand out. She put that ring on him.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never got married.
No. Just no. Ladies, get up.
Yes, it's a no.
Stay up with your head up high. I feel like we're trying so hard to be different and to change stuff in this generation that we just doing some crazy stuff.
Doing a little too much.
Yeah, trying too hard. Just fall back. Some traditional things are meant to stay as is. We don't got to change everything.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Me too. Now, speaking of married women, think about, I want everybody, even whoever's watching or will watch, think about all the married women that you know. And now think about all the single women that you know. In totality, do you feel, or you can give it a hypothesis, do you feel like married women are nicer than single women?
Wow.
Nicer to who?
Just their aura, their energy, just nicer, calmer, sweeter. Want me to go first? I think so.
You think married women are nicer?
Yeah, according to my research, not just playing. From my experience, actually, it's not my research because this is just opinion based. From my experience, married women are nicer, calmer, and just nicer. Like, it's just such a nice energy.
Yeah.
when I think about each married woman that I know, they just nice women. Like, and I feel like that's why, like the ones that's in healthy relationships. We're not talking about not the mess and the crazy stuff. We're talking about healthy marriages, healthy relationships, healthy people. And thinking about all these women, they are sweet. From my sister, my cousin, my sister's friend, a friend of mine. They are nice. Like, and when I think about all the single ones, they bitter, they mad, they got hot girl, all that extraness, and they want to fight and be mad at everybody. And I ain't doing it. Like, it's just such a different energy, in my opinion, from my experience. I think that, yes.
I don't think so. But in thinking of what you're saying, the first thing that I think is a married woman got a lot of stuff taken off her plate. And a single woman is going to have to do a lot more things. Yeah. So in my day-to-day, let's just say I'm a single woman, my car breaks down. You're a married woman, your car breaks down. Yeah. I done had a way different day than you did, you know? Oh. So that's just how it looks day-to-day. As a single woman, you taking care of a lot of things that you shouldn't have to, you know? Like, men kind of want us to be very meek and very mild. And I'm having to deal with men about cars and getting floors fixed and like doing a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know anything about, because we have to take care, especially, let's not even think of the women who have children and are taking care of children and homes and cars alone. And then they're kind of expected to be meek and mild. And it's hard to be both, because you're dealing with the man's side of life and your side of life all at once, and still asking, you know, we're still asking that woman to give very gentle energy. And I don't know, that's kind of hard to do.
Well, I'm a mom with a baby, and I'm single, and I'm really nice.
I wouldn't say that you were gentle. I wouldn't say that you, you know. Well, I am. I wouldn't say that you were like a meek woman. For how a man looks at like a meeker, softer woman, I wouldn't say that that's what you were.
When it depends on the space I'm in. So in a space with the man I turn to, like, especially if he a masculine dude, I'll be, oh my God, like it just toned down, like all this. It turned like, woo, hi. But just in like my presence as an alpha person, as a Leo woman, business, because I'm in business for myself. Like you said, I'm still a strong, dynamic woman.
Right.
With the man, I am extremely meek, soft, and gentle. Extreme. But I do feel that way too. If I was married or in a relationship with a man, I think that would be my aura more
all the time, you know?
Just because so his energy presence in my life is so heavy that would just turn.
You wouldn't have
I wouldn't have to be so masculine.
You're not gonna have a time of day that you gotta. You know?
I like that. I think that is why that they are more nicer, but I do think that they are nicer. That make a lot of sense. I like
that. I completely agree with you. I think married women are nicer. Like going on what she said, they don't have a lot on their plate. I literally had a friend tell me, well, I have a dude, and a friend told me, like, well, you don't even understand because you got somebody to help you. Like, she got slick mad at me because I have someone to help. I'm like, I'm sorry, but
right.
Like, don't be mad at me for that. But I believe married women are nicer because they don't have so much in their plate. And like, I'm an alpha female too, and depending on who you're around, that shows up. And sometimes you can turn it back. And I'm a single mom with 2 boys. So at one point I was trying to play mom and dad, but me having sons, I'm like, I can't have that energy. I got to fall back and just be the mom. If they missing that, they just missing that. But I don't want to be so aggressive that they don't know what a soft, kind woman look like.
Right. Right.
And that was going to be my next question, but I think we answered it. Do being independent for too long make you masculine? And I think we answered that. I think it does, because we have to play 2 roles. I'm a mom with a son. I cannot be all day long. I have to have some type of masculine energy so that he don't be, I don't want to offend no type of crowds out there, but so he don't lose his masculinity by trying to be like me in all my feminine ways.
Let me ask you this. Do you think you can teach him to be masculine as a woman?
Oh, like, no, absolutely not. I don't think that there's no way, shape, or form I can personally teach a man how to be a man. I think that I can give him create a foundation that teaches him respect, honor, integrity, and things that a man would or shouldn't do, but I can't teach him what that look like.
Right.
He can only see or figure that out in the world. That's why I try to do certain educational things. I teach him about, historic, strong, powerful men. I let him watch things because there's not an active man in his life daily. So to fulfill those gaps, I try to let him watch it, a lot, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and our African king history. I try to let him watch stuff like that and teach him about all the ancestors and stuff like that. And I got his room filled with a bunch of black strong men so that he not trying to be like me. You know what I'm saying? And I let him know mommy is a girl.
Yes.
The girls do. And there's boundaries. You're not watching me do my makeup. You're not watching me do my hair. I'm a girl. No.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't believe you could teach your boy how to be a man.
Yeah.
But
I think with that, I think single women kind of get a bad rap just for being single women. And I think what's sad about that is nobody ever turns and looks at a single man and says, are single men on the prowl more? Are they all over the place searching for women all the time? We don't look at, it's literally, we just, for being ourselves, for just being us, for trying to live life, single women kind of get a bad rap, especially black women. And we just living like we said, at the point where you get a man, that might change. It might some people's personality where you are just, like you said, alpha female. For some people, it's just you have to do everything in the world. So you may not be able to be as meek, mild, and gentle as a man or a person would like you to be as a woman.
I don't think men display their singleness as much as us either. Like we put it under our post. I'm single every day. Like we know, girl. Like
it's a part of their prerequisite. I'm saying.
I think as I'm getting older, I'm seeing it more. Seeing it more because we were younger and there was less. The men didn't care. Now that I'm getting older, to be quite honest, in my own personal life, now that I'm getting older, I'm seeing a lot more of there are single pages where there are men all over those single pages. There just I'm seeing, even just through social media, I'm seeing a lot more men talking every day about being single, wanting a woman, wanting a wife. And I didn't used to see that.
wanting a family. Now I see that a lot.
I see that a lot. And that's still displaying that you're single. That's the way men hunt, like you said. Yeah. So that's their way of saying, I'm a single man and this is what I want. You say that?
I'm saying I want to be a hot boy all the time. Or
right.
I saw somebody say Hot Boys was up today. They said Hot Boys up 4,000. I saw that.
What?
I don't follow them kind of people.
Twitter is everybody.
It'd be a lot of the people. I don't like Twitter. I hate Twitter.
I love Twitter.
So mean.
Do you think social media is making people more lonely and want those things that they didn't necessarily want back then? Like, I want a family now because we're seeing everyone else's fammy.
I'm not thinking it. I don't think it makes you want it more. No, but you see it. It's in your face. It's in your face.
Ask me.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's making everybody ratchet. I don't think it's making, because family is what we grew up on. That was a struggle. That was how we were built. That's our foundation as African people, was family. Everything was family oriented. I think we strayed from our origins, but I don't think that social media is pushing family. No,
I see what you're saying though. I do see what you're saying. It kind of, I don't want to say pushes relationships, but it makes people feel a lot more lonely when all we see is like, even though they're broke up, like the Quavo
vacation,
people
all you see is people reposting Herb and his girlfriend. All you see is that. So it makes people feel like they're missing something that everybody else is out here with, when it's like, it's a highlight reel of the best. So,
and I think it's both, because I see a lot of single people just living their best life, and the music and everything is telling you being single, being a hot girl, sleeping with people for money and sleeping with a bunch of different women is what I see is pushed at the forefront. I think the family stuff is creeping up there, which is great. I love it. Keep doing it. But I think the single stuff being pushed more. I don't know. Yeah. But speaking about relationships and black women and being single, we gotta talk about Kevin Samuels, guys.
Man,
let's get to some things. He says a lot.
He does
a lot. I agree with some of the stuff he says, though. Like, straight up, I have to agree with some of the stuff he says. His delivery is trash, but it's. We want stuff sugar coated too. Like, we're this sensitive society. I can talk to you any kind of way, but you can't talk to me this type of way. That's how we feel as women. So that's our problem.
I do feel that. You're very right. But I also feel like we as people can't excuse you supposed to sugarcoat everything. No, you talk to people a certain way. If you teach me A, B, C, I ain't learned nothing because I couldn't even hear you. Number one. Number two, if you stand in front of me as my teacher and tell me you a teacher and you have never gone to school, you ain't never learned nothing, you ain't never read a book in your life, you're not a teacher. So I'm kind of sick of people who don't have any background deciding to pick up a career field. It's not what you do.
He
does. And do you think you need credentials to be a teacher? I don't think you need a credentials to be a teacher, though.
Yeah, a lot of counselors be slow, but I think
not slow.
but I feel how you feel. Like I feel like he has valid points. He's not saying. His messaging is accurate. Everything that he's saying is not everything. Let me take that back. But 70%, I think his overall general message. How about that? His overall general message, basically telling women to be feminine. Black women, we need to be feminine. We need to pay attention to what we're doing and be responsible and stop saying everything is just because I'm free. You know what I'm saying? And be responsible for our actions. And I feel like you said, we like stuff sugar-coated. I'm going to snap on her and I'm going to tell her about her stuff. But the minute somebody tell us about ourselves, they don't love us.
We're crying.
Black women. It's like, no. We can pinpoint what men doing. It was a post telling women to say something about men. Every woman went crazy. But as soon as they asked the men to say something about women, here come all the women. You hate why we can't wear what we want and why? Like what? The men didn't say nothing when we went in on them. But soon as it was our turn, the women, that's crazy. You attacking me. It's like, no, somebody can give you advice. You're calling this man, telling him you don't got no man with a bunch of, I don't want to say messed up, but with a bunch of reasons to why you don't have one and mad at him.
Sometimes,
because they be having a lot.
Sometimes he starts because I've actually sat because first I was just looking at the clip, so I've actually sat and listened. And a lot of as I watch, he cut some of those people off at weight. Baby girl, I done seen big girls with it does not. So he cut so many people off at, and I think even what he calls himself, I forget what he calls himself, but it's something about appearance, like. What he says he does is he's an appearance specialist or some weird stuff like that.
I forgot what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called because it's whatever.
Confident coach, maybe?
No,
it's weird because it's not something we've heard before.
No, it is. It's shit. He dressed people, image consultant.
An image consultant.
That is a real
image. No, it's not that it's not a real job, but I'm saying if you're an image consultant and people are calling you talking about relationships and you are a lot of those women, he cuts them off at image. That is not it. That's not it. So even for you to say, okay, you're 5'4", your dress size is a 12, so but you too big, you're a cow, you gotta go. I've seen him cut people all the way off at that.
I watch him. They literally be lying. That is where he cut them off at. He don't cut them, oh, you big, get out. No, he asks them and they lie and they play games. They literally be like, I'm 100. Okay, I'm fat. No, I'm not fat. I'm 100 pounds. What's your Instagram? Like they literally and like
my
myself,
whole thing
you are trained.
Still, what does that matter?
Lying.
Because we live off appearance. Where society goes off appearance.
Basically, what he was the point he be trying to make is you finna lie. You are a lie. First of all, if you can't be real with you, how can I help you? So no matter what I'm finna tell you, you is a liar. You gonna lie to yourself. You like to lie and play games. And he and his tactic is basically just to expose that you finna be a liar. And they be lying. Like they literally be lying. I'm probably watching him sing like 2 or 3 women come in. Hey, this is me. And yes, I do that. You are absolutely right. You know, I do that. A lot of them be playing. How many kids you got? My phone messing up. I got one. Baby daddies. 2 or 1, like playing and stuff. And it's like, you come into me for advice. How can I give you accurate advice if you lying? If you playing? And then I think that when I agree with you about the theatrics, like I feel like when he start going too far, get your big fat ass. I think that's for ratings. That's for TV. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He just trying to be funny for ratings because it's clickbait, for his business. But I do think a lot of times we be lying and playing, and that gives him just the little, like, how some people you give them just a little bit,
just
all they
need. They take them out.
Just all he need, just to
he
go
run with it.
just for his clickbait. But
yeah, no, that's the one subject I disagree
I
with
think the
him
message
on.
is lost when you do all that. And that's the only thing I don't like about TV is that's what ends up happening. This is pretty much TV at this point, is the theatrics come in and the message is completely lost. Somebody could really receive some help, but at this point, you're looking for clicks. So it's not going to happen.
And I think that just be to grasp attention, because think about me, for example. All day I could say all the greatest things, greatest things, greatest things, greatest things. People don't want to hear all the greatest things. But you do something for clickbait. Just say if I right now pull my shirt, if I pull my shirt down right now, show my boobs, everybody gonna follow me. Everybody gonna want to hear what I gotta say. Everybody. And like you say, the message does get lost in translation, because then it'll be about my titties. Like, we want to see what she's gonna do more. And they ain't gonna know the fact that I'm smart. So I do think that the message does get lost in translation, but I can understand why he's doing it.
Yeah. I agree.
But the thing is, I think the other thing I think we got to think of and completely, totally commit to, especially being the people who we are trying to be, the people who we are, the people who we are striving to be, is you gonna have to just keep working with your titties in, you know. Like, you can't pull your shirt down. God, you can't pull you. We would like to. So you know, the things that he does for clickbait, the message will forever be lost now. You're going to have to just completely and totally work for it. It don't work like that. Or it's going to take you still another 10 years. It takes you 10 years to get from being this person on Bad Girls Club to finally like, okay, she's a singer. We like her now. You was on Bad Girls Club 10 years ago. You still had to work just as hard. So the clickbait doesn't necessarily work the way we think it does, because Kevin Samuels is going to have to work from being the Kevin Samuels that we know to being somebody who we actually trust to write a book and we believe in everything he's talking about. People who are in marriages, people who are in marriages are not going to respect that man.
But they do.
For him to get all that respect, he's gonna have to work back from being. Right now, we look at him for clicks. We just talked about it.
I think some women do, and some men do, and some people do, but like even the interviews he's been doing, like people been having him on for interviews, and when you hear him speak, when he gets to his interviews, he ain't you fat mother. He's not talking like he's intelligent.
Nobody knows that, yeah.
So I think that it's getting him exactly what he need for him.
Yes.
This is always going to be a pushback, and it's going to be a big old crowd of people that we ain't messing with it. But it is so many people like myself that hear his message, agree with his message. He has helped me as a woman. He is actually one of the reasons that I realized, I don't need to be saying what's up, G, to no dude. Like, what's up? Like, Chicago, thinking, oh, because I'm from Chicago. No, that ain't cute.
Right.
You don't want to hear me calling them no G. Like,
yeah,
he has helped me, and I feel like he helped a lot of people, and a lot of people in marriages said he helped them. Just a lot of people. But for social media, I think that's just gonna keep driving the traffic to him.
I think so too. I think he does it to get the traffic and the attention. Like, he's blown up from like one video where he was really mean. And 50 Cent does the same thing. He does negative stuff to get attention. He
50 Cent
had beef with Oprah Winfrey just to get in the same room with her to, let's have a discussion on why you don't like me. It's all just to play. Like,
facts.
If that's what gets you further, then I'm with it. And I agree with Kevin Samuels. I listen to some of the advice and I sit back and I look at myself like, damn, he does have a point. But I don't like him when he says single mothers are not going to get a high quality man. What does he call it?
High value man.
High value man.
I don't think he don't say that you're not. He said that you less likely.
Yes.
Which is accurate. It's just like, that's life. You are less likely, because a lot of rich men want their own baby.
What is a high value man? Because it's not a rich man. It ain't no rich man. That's
not even
that don't
just a
make you
rich
high
man,
value.
but just a man with integrity, a masculine man, a kind man, a loving man. They want their own kids. They want to be the first fathers. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that go. Not saying that you can't, because I'm saying,
you're looking for a high value man.
And I always get them. I don't know what low value is, except for my Sunday. But you're not gonna go there. But y'all heard that?
Yeah.
My shady moment. But yeah, I don't think that it just cuts you out. I think that just make it harder. It make it harder.
But he's an image coach, so what do you expect? And everything goes off appearance, whether you believe it or not. Dominic, you're a good looking girl, so that's why you get that. So if you didn't look that way, you wouldn't get those men.
That's true.
So.
All right, one more question and then we're gonna go to the last one. Mm-hmm. Do you guys feel that we withhold information from our children too much?
I don't. I know some people do, thinking, "Oh, you're not ready for it." But how else? I'd rather them learn from me than get on social media and learn from all this other stuff.
Facts.
And I mean, I don't have any kids, of course, but I don't necessarily feel like, I don't think we withhold too much information, because as we grow, we're learning too. So at some point, you gotta learn your kid as a person, how they learn and what they're going to learn. Because I have seen people teach their kids things and they go out and they take it all the way left, and it's like, baby, I was trying to teach you this, but the kid really truly isn't ready for the information the way you were trying to give it. So some of us do need to grow and learn your kids before you just go teaching them something and they take it. Kids are always going to take things to the extreme. So before they take it all the way here, you kind of have to learn who your child really is and how you teach your child certain things, because I've seen it go bad.
I think that we withhold information from our children too much in our community. I don't know about everybody else in their communities, but in our community, I do. I think that we have that saying, they gonna grow up too fast, so don't teach them certain things. And what that does is it makes the kids want to go out and find out this information.
Curious.
It's inevitable. You're going to learn everything that's out there in the world. You're gonna learn it. And I feel like withholding it from them makes them want to find out through the streets, and then they get misinformation. I am a product of misinformation. I'm not a product, but I experienced that. That was my life. My parents told me nothing about nothing. I literally had to go to the world and find every single thing out. Literally. Sex, everything, how to be a woman,
how to pay bills,
credit, everything. I had to go figure that out. And I feel like we do withhold information, think that the kid's not ready, when in reality they're human beings. They're human beings. Let them know so they can decide, and
very much
let them make their own decision. Now, what decisions they make as people, that's on them, but you equip them with the right knowledge so that they can go out there in the world and be good people, you would hope. But they're their own individuals.
For sure. I think that, like I said, that's about learning your kids, because it takes simple conversation. Even I remember way back in elementary, somebody had a pound of weed, and I told my dad that when he picked me up from school.
A pound?
I said, somebody had a pound of weed today in school, and my dad said, "What's a pound of weed?" I said, "I don't know." He's like, "All right, like, we'll do this later then," because I didn't know. I wasn't ready yet, because I was still in elementary school. I wasn't ready, even though at that point somebody had the pound and somebody was probably smoking the pound. But because he realized, like, oh, she's not ready yet, we'll do this again in 2 years. Well, you gotta talk to your kids enough to know what's going on, to see where their minds are, where really how much. I mean, he would have been telling me something I didn't know. We talked about it a couple years later.
Like a pound. I would just,
we talked about it a couple years later. It wasn't like I had to sneak around my parents because of that. He literally waited until I knew what was going on to talk to me about it.
Well, our kids now are way more advanced than us because they have more resources.
So, way more.
I think they're a little bit more smarter. You can break it down if they come and ask, all right, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah. True.
Wow, y'all, this was so amazing.
It was.
We're so awesome. Black women are amazing. We're lit, and we can be intelligent in all different kinds of women in different type of walks of life, and still come together and share and have a conversation. And we don't have to have the same exact opinion, but the core of all of us is love, respect, and I absolutely love it. And since we are all, in my opinion, powerful, intelligent Black women, I think that it is imperative that we speak to young girls, because we don't know what young women are listening and watching, and they're growing and they're learning from television, all these different entities. And I think that it's important that they see women like us, and for us to give them advice. So if there were anything you could give to a young girl watching right now, any piece of advice, what would you give a young Black girl? I mean, the rest of y'all too. Our people, they need us.
Me, the first thing I would say is just never ever dim your light. We go into a lot of spaces, and you are going to be taken down for every single thing, from your hair to the way you want to wear your nails, to the shoes you want to wear, to the way your clothes fit on your body, every single thing, to the way you laugh, the way you talk to your own people. Being if you are smart and you can talk with intellect, you can speak with intellect if you like to, but when you talk to your friends, you say, I ain't gonna do it, you're going to be taken down immediately in so many rooms that you walk into. So just never dim your light. If you are the light of the room, be the light of the room. That doesn't mean don't take constructive criticism, but what it does mean is do not let it dim your light completely. Don't let it change you is who you are in a Black woman, because we let that happen too often.
So my advice would be set boundaries with everyone, family included. Don't let nobody treat you no type of way. I don't care if you're blood or you known this person from second grade. You don't like how they're treating you, don't stand for it. Set boundaries as far as if I don't want to pick up the phone and I want to have a mental day. Your mental health is so important. I didn't know I had issues until I was in my late 20s. So take care of yourself, and it's okay to be alone. You don't always have to have friends. You're better alone. You can learn yourself and what you like, and be yourself, and then you'll eventually find people who are like you, but never try to fit in.
Yes.
Yep.
I love that. I absolutely love that. If I could give a piece of advice to the girls, I was gonna say love yourself, but no. Hey, I lost my train of thought.
That happens.
I really, because I was thinking it too hard and I lost my train of thought. But if I could give advice,
what would you say to your younger self when you was 18? What advice would you say?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. So if I could tell myself anything, and any young girls, be responsible for your actions. Pay attention to what you're doing and how you're doing it right now, especially if you're 13 and older. Now, girls getting pregnant at like 12 these days. So pay attention to what you're doing. Be responsible for your actions. I know you feel like, oh, I'm young and I can do whatever I want. No, it will come back. It will come back. Your life is uniquely designed for you. And I feel like we live in this new world, in this new society where it's YOLO, do any old thing. Because you could do something different tomorrow. No, be responsible for your actions. Take control of your life and be responsible for your life and yourself and your actions, you guys. Sleeping with any old body, spending your money all crazy, everything. Just be responsible for your actions.
Be a kid. Don't be trying to grow up. 13 to 18, please still be a child.
It's consequences to everything, and I don't think we're thinking about the consequences. Even when I was young and having sex, I'm like, this is fun. He loved me. No. Don't do anything based off of what you think is love. Do it because you want to do it.
Facts. There are consequences for your action, even if it ain't today. It could be 10 years from now. That's just how life works. As we see, social media, they pulling up people's stuff from 20 years ago.
Man.
So be responsible for your actions. Don't listen to this world telling you to do any and everything. Be responsible for your actions.
Yeah.
This was wonderful. Always a great positive conversation with you. We loved to have you here. That was absolutely wonderful. You guys, give everybody your social media and stuff like that, your book and stuff like that.
I can be found at Young Black Visionaries everywhere, youngblackvisionaries.com. My book is Someone Black Invented That. It is on Young Black Visionaries. I'd rather you purchase it there. I'll sign it for you, send it out. If you need to purchase it on Amazon, if you're in a school or something, I understand it's also on Amazon.com. Someone Black Invented That, and my name is Trevicia.
Oh, I purchased your book. You look so different. I got your book. Yeah. The podcast you were on, your hair was different, but yes, it's really a good book.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You can find me at _Dea Lene on Instagram, Dea Lene on Facebook.
Okay.
Yes. Everybody, it's the Stay Woke and Ratchet podcast. I'm Queen Dominique. You guys always go to elraysavetheday.com and purchase a book. And college kids, if you know any college students in Houston area, I am hiring. I need a personal assistant. So any college students, I know that you guys are out free for the summer. I want a college student. They ambition hit different.
They hungry.
I want a college student. Yes.
Get some thought to that.
And thank you guys. I love you. Walk in love, go in love, and Black women love each other. We are not each other's competition
at all.
We just not. Everybody can be their own entities and then just be you.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much for the invitation. It was a pleasure to speak with both of y'all, and maybe we can do it again.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
was.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. I love you. Hey, world. All right, y'all. In the world, we still live.
Are we? I was
I
gonna say,
know,
are we
right?
still on here?
I ain't ended yet.